than Rax's. Thank you. My schedule is probably looking a little different, like, for example, like Rax's schedule, or like Sandy's new schedule, or Haley's schedule. Like, it's gonna look completely different because mine looks like I'm not doing shit. Like, it just looks like I'm handling things for Lavelle, but that's all I'm doing. So I'm gonna share my screen so you can kind of get a brief let me explain it first so everyone knows what time blocking is, because I know sometimes I didn't even fully know the whole definition before I wanted to hop on this call. So let me see. Okay, here. Okay, so time blocking, or yeah, I just said the same thing. Time blocking or time blocking. But time blocking is a productivity technique for personal time management, where a period of time, typically a day or a week, is divided into smaller segments or blocks. So pretty much it's going to be, you're looking into it. And for my eyes, I feel like it's less stressful because knowing me is I'll work all day, every day, and I'll be in my office. And then when I leave my office, I don't know how to separate work life from home life. I literally am like, oh, okay, on my phone, connecting, on my phone, trying to get on the Zooms, on this and this. But I have to know my time that I'm not working, that I can actually spend time with myself. And I can actually, spend time with the dogs and do what I need to do. So pretty much it's a calendar like to-do list. The reasons why you should schedule your day is I have 8 reasons here. 1 is to define your why. 2 is to set priorities. 3 is to estimate how long a task will take you throughout your day. And 4, work smarter, not harder. So obviously putting in more work in smaller amounts of time is going to make you more productive. Number 5 is create a productive morning routine or any type of routines throughout your day. 6, avoid task switching. So kind of stick to one schedule and kind of stick to it. So like, I know I have ADD, like I'll be in my kitchen cleaning, I'll be in here on the Zoom, I'll do this. And it's like, I can't focus. My mind is like in 3 different places and it's not really focused on what it needs to be focused on. The second to last is batch tasks / box scheduling, which is I'm going to teach you what to do today. And then number 8 is expect the unexpected. So pretty much like go in knowing, like, don't think you're going to time block and just know you have to stick to that schedule every day. And if you don't, like, don't hurt yourself because, or don't mentally be like, I'm mad at myself because I didn't get everything done at the time. Like you could have, for example, my schedule is starting at 8 o'clock and ending at like 2:30. But if I wake up, for example, that day at 10, my schedule is just going to shift a little bit down. But that's okay. At least I'm getting everything done. But just to kind of show you, like, don't beat yourself up for it. Let's see. Hold on 1 second. Back to body into this thing. Also, besides time blocking, there's a couple things that you can put into it, which is called task batching, which is kind of what we do, like batch posting. Task batching could be for like anything, for like story posts you can batch, regular posts you can batch, and then things like emails. Telling yourself, I'm going to respond to all my emails at 9 a.m. For example, you're putting it on into your time blocking schedule, but you're not overwhelming yourself and responding to 5 emails at 9, 5 emails at 1, 5 emails at 8 o'clock. Like you're responding at all one time, you're getting it all done. And that's the thing is about connecting too. Yes, like emptying out your inbox for sure. I will have certain things like connecting done for like maybe 10 minutes here or there. But realistically, if I can just sit down for 30 minutes and just go ham on connecting, like that for me is that plus my other hour and a half or 2 hours of Lavelle work. Like I know that if I really sit down and I prioritize what I need to do and I like understand what I need to do, then that will help me be less stressful and not have to worry about, oh shit, I forgot to post at 8 o'clock and it's 7, like you want to still kind of have like some goals. Let me share my screen. Can you enable me to share my screen? Perfect. Yep. Ooh. Let me know when you guys can see it. Oh, this is WhatsApp. Okay, just load automatically. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Yes. So pretty much, can you see it now? Okay. Okay, so pretty much this is overwhelming. This is my month this way because I feel like a weekly. So what I'm gonna do right now is kind of show you everything is blocked out. I don't know why my so you can see pretty much from here that Sundays, obviously, I started implementing everything and putting it, like for example, even I switched next week. Tuesday on is gonna show this same exact schedule every single week. So let me actually start this way. So you can see Sunday through Saturday pretty much of my schedule. Obviously team calls, the live Zoom, like the corporate Zooms, the team calls, the batch posting, Sunday huddle, all that normally is at nighttime. So if you notice, I have it all lined up at night for the times that it is, and I have a block for the exact times that it is. When it comes to starting off your day, obviously I told before, I wasn't acknowledging a morning routine, and I was pretty much just waking up at 8:55 and grabbing my vitamins, grabbing a drink or whatever, and then just going on Zoom. And that was like the first thing my mind was like open to. And obviously that's not that causes me to be stressed at the end of my night because I'm not even taking time for myself before I actually hop on a computer. So what I wanted to do, obviously today wasn't the case, but yesterday and the day before I was able to stick to this whole schedule, and it made me feel very refreshed and relaxed by like 4 p.m. I didn't feel like I was overwhelmed. I didn't feel like it was too much going on. So I decided, sorry, did you have something to say, Rex? Okay. I decided for like 8 a.m. So wake up an hour before MMM so I can actually wake up. I give myself 5 minutes, wake up and stretch 5 minutes. And then I do, I definitely had yoga on here too. So I think it cut out, but I had wake up and stretch. And then after stretching is meditation or yoga for 15 to 30 minutes. And then I'll go into journaling. I'm going to start journaling starting tomorrow. Hopefully I can start doing consistently. I want to actually like write down my gratitudes and actually put my love and my words and my why and all of my purpose into writing every day. So I can look back and be like, I was so pumped up this day. Like, this is exactly why I want to get work done on the days that I'm not pumped up, if that makes sense. So journaling, and then obviously I make time for breakfast, MMM, and then I do 2 hours of IPAs. So this is technically 2 hours should be enough time for you to get all your IPAs done, and even you're connecting into that. So I throw it in as a 2 hour window. It's everyone's different, but I wanted to at least start small and at least get consistent for 2 hours to try to get everything done at one time. And then I make room for lunch because obviously I forget to eat. So I have to batch my food in there, my meals. So I batched, like I put breakfast, lunch, and obviously I didn't put dinner, but breakfast and lunch. And then I took an hour pretty much for me to do anything else with my podcast, cupping, trading, whatever the case may be in my life. I took an hour for me to focus on that aspect before I kind of shut my mind off from work. And then after that, I'll go to the gym. And then pretty much by 2:40, I'm chilling until a call. And if we don't have a call, then I'm chilling. And that's my schedule for right now. And honestly, it's super easy, super convenient. Obviously, this is a very short, simplistic version because I'm not working right now. And I'm not like leaving the house, for example. Like if I did have a car and I had doctor's appointments or whatever the case may be, always schedule them into this. And what I noticed is you have to start and end at the same time, for example. So IPAs started at 10 to 12, and then I started lunch at 12. So if you knock it right next to each other, it's going to line up perfectly. Like obviously my MMM and shit is not perfect, but from IPAs down, it kind of lines up perfectly without any gaps besides going to the gym before, because I obviously need to get ready and then walk to the gym. But yeah, you want everything to be concise and to the point. I don't know. I know Rax, you've been working on it. If you would like to share yours so kind of Jayla can see a different aspect of it, you can too. I know mine is not like realistic to everyone right now. But this is pretty much what I had to batch. And then what I wrote down for like batching, obviously, is Rax brought up a really good point of putting like saving all your story templates. I'm gonna stop my share. But Rax brought up a really good point about saving your story templates and your post templates and all that stuff and just putting it into a folder. For me, I put it into Google Photos because my phone always has problems with storage and I'm trying to not have that happen to my new phone. So I'll kind of have, I'll show you. My Google Photos is separated between, like, for example, stories. And then obviously I have a whole bunch of random shit in here too, but I also have like the detox slides. I have a separate folder for detox slides, all the like stories that I saw, all the slides that I made with the 5 days that I was doing it. I'm going to go back and do it. I don't know now. I don't know the timeline, but I will go back, and that time I'm going to actually like post more. So now I know that I have slides in advance before I start the detox again. Also, for reels, I have like little folders that are made within those things. So for example, if I want to make like a Seattle reel from like all the footage we took from Seattle, when we went down to further or before that, I literally have a whole set of like pictures lined up for that reel in one like category. And then I'll have like slides about products, and then I'll have 3 steps. And then I have personal growth, which involves like books that I want to get or any type of quotes that I feel like really inspire to me at this season of my life. And then, yeah, I just have everything separated because what I noticed is when I first started doing that, let me admit her in. I'll admit her. But when I first started doing that, I noticed that I put everything for Lavelle or Thrive into like one category, like one Google photo. One Google photo category. And I realized that I was overwhelmed. Like I had a mixture of the skincare, the mixture of the plus line products, the 3 steps, the reviews. It was all into one. And I was like, what am I doing? Like, I got to separate this into certain categories. But now I know is like, realistically, there's always going to be days that we're not going to wake up and be like, oh, let me get my vitamins. Let me do this. There's not like every day is going to be different for you. And you want to have a backup just in case you're like, shit, I ran to work and I forgot to post my vitamins. Like you have content, you have backup, you have stuff batched for a reason. It's going to make things so much easier. So pretty much when it comes to batching that, and then getting your schedule organized. So what I would do first would be just writing down your entire schedule. Like before I put it into Google Calendar, I wrote it down from the time. So I would do 8 o'clock to 8:05, 8:15, 8:30, whatever. And I would write it down on a piece of paper and write what the category was for. Perfect. Yes. Yep. I forgot to post them too. I didn't post anything really today on my stories. And that kind of sucks because I had stuff I could have posted, but I just wasn't really on my phone. And there's going to be times like that. But yeah, definitely when it comes to that. And then when it comes to anything revolving around like the community, if you have like videos that you take from the Zoom calls or the whatever the case may be, if people tag you in it, I guess my phone now is set to saving my stories onto my phone, which I guess is sometimes annoying, but I guess it makes sense because I have a problem with forgetting to save my stories onto my phone. And then I have to go to put them into highlight and then screenshot them or screen record them and then put it back on my story because I know that I still want to use that content because that content was really good, really educational. I had everything I needed to talk about in one slide. And before it wasn't like that. So now it's like we're trying to all get organized. And as soon as we get organized, it's going to be so much easier for you to kind of just like implement the schedule, and get your stuff that you want to get done. Like make time for yourself, even if it's just 30 minutes a day, like we all need it. Make time for yourself, whether it be like a bath, whatever the case may be. Yeah, I didn't know that either. And then when I got this new phone and I logged back in, it like said, do you want to auto save your stories? And I was like, oh, okay. So I did it. And then now it does it. And most times it's kind of annoying because I'm like, I go back and I have like duplicates of like, if I saved it automatically, because that's what I'm used to. And then, yeah, but pretty much, let me see. Hold on one second. Yes, yeah, it's pretty much repeat.
You already peed on my floor. All right.
Come on. Pretty much, if you become repetitive with the schedule, it's gonna get easier. And like, obviously, we all don't want repetitive schedules, but if you do it that way, you're gonna be able to get all your level work done within like 2 hours, 3 hours. If you really sit down and you really like focus, like for example, you know that you're going into that 2 hours, like with your IP list in front of you, with a podcast behind you, whatever the case may be, and you writing things down, you're going to get so much more motivated, instead of just like randomly like walking out, coming back into your office and be like, oh, I got to respond to this person, or I got to email this person, or I got to update my planner. Like, it's going to make things so much easier for you if you do it all at one time. And that's pretty much the training. Like, it was just super simple and short. But obviously Haley, I just shared my Google thing, so I can share it real fast with you so you can kind of just see it before we end, obviously, the call. Hold on. So this is pretty much what I put, Haley. So you can see, obviously, my schedule's different, but I batched it like pretty much side by side, like with it, like 10 to 12, 12, 12 to 30, pretty much like that. So it lines up perfectly. And that way you can really connect, put all your stuff into one area. And then I put in lunch and breakfast and stuff, because obviously I forget to eat. So I have to have that there. And then, and then you just put your calls, but obviously everyone's schedule is going to look more overwhelming probably than mine right now, if you're working full time or whatever the case may be. Mine just looks very basic. But that is that. I didn't really have much, but I want to at least like talk about it, explain it, and be able to like share what I do for that. Okay, we have 9:55 left, 9 minutes and 55 seconds left.
All right, thank you so much, Taylor, for showing that. Like she said, obviously everyone's going to be a little bit different depending on if you're working, if you have different appointments, if you have other things that's planned throughout your schedule. The great thing about Google Calendar, that's like that's my lifeline. Like, Google Calendar is the shit. And I am so glad that it's a useful tool that is free. Like, the biggest thing that is free, and it's one thing that you can like take anywhere with you, that's accessible on all of your devices. So if you're not utilizing Google Calendar, it's something that you could think about. If you're the type of person to fly by your pants, we did talk about like winging it versus planning it on the last call, but that's something that I use as a free tool on the freaking daily. Not only do I put like my bills on there, I put all of my calls, I put appointments, I put my work schedule on there, I put Orion's work schedule on there, I put even tasks that I do, because there are things where it's like there's events that you can plan out, but there are also things where it's tasks that, like, when you actually like go through and put that in, you could check it off as well. So you could put that on your calendar as a task, and then you could check it off once you're done. Like, there's that option, which I really like, physically seeing that it is checked off. And it's just one of the things that I really like. So, I mean, if you want to throw the hosts back on my way, I could probably try to see if it will allow me to. You just click on the 3 dots on my name.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I'm host now. I click reclaim.
Okay, thank you.
If I got it.
Let me see if I could do it on my iPad, because my computer is stupid and it won't let me.
I found this funniest picture of freaking in your wedding photos. If you see Pat, I have a picture that I have to send her or send you. of her like with the funniest face from like in the background of one of your wedding photos, and that just reminded me of that. But no, huh? What?
But basically, this is just how it looks like on my end. I put all of my like schedules for like my work schedule. I'll put and it's different colors for everything. So yellow is for work. Flamingo pink is for Lena. Green is for all of the calls that I have. And then I will do anything else in different colors. Red is my bills. Green is Orion, and whatnot. So it's just something that like, sometimes there are days where I'm not like super on top of it. And then there are other days where I'm like, okay, let me just schedule everything. Let me put everything on there. And so that's just, it's one of those things where I really love this tool. It's something that I like literally, my dog bark. All right. So that's just one of the things that I really enjoy using. That's a free tool and something that just keeps me super freaking organized. Let me read the chat because I think I saw Haley say something. I need to actually use it more. I have my Google Calendar all lit up with my shit, but when it pops up, I swipe the bitch away and forget about it. This is a New Year's resolution of mine. LOL. Yeah. I like sometimes it'll alert me and I'm like, yeah, you know what I mean? There's things where it reminds me of things and I'm like, actually, whatever. So something that like I could really work on with this is making sure that I am very diligent on sticking to the schedule. I haven't used it as like a way to like time block my stuff because every day is really looks really different for me. When it comes to like my work schedule or having things with like Lena or like that kind of stuff, a lot of things just pop up really randomly. But this is a great way for me to stay on schedule or remind myself of things that I need to get done that day or appointments I have that day.
Definitely. I haven't done it as much as I need to. Like I just started doing the batch posting, but I want to add in like my reminders instead of using 2 apps and then add in my bills and things like that. This app can do pretty much all of that in one sitting. So it's pretty cool.
In your block, but you have multiple things going on within that time, would you suggest doing a to-do list for that block or make different blocks or make it less crammed? So when you're in your block, we have multiple things going on within that time.
I could have asked it.
Are you
and it
talking
would have
about?
been-
Sorry, yeah. Explain like what do you mean by having multiple things during that block? Are you talking like a work sesh block or?
Yeah.
Are you saying like you have like multiple things to do? What I would suggest is having a time block for your work and then having a separate like to-do list that you need to do within that time that you dedicated yourself to get work done. Does it make sense? So if I'm saying I'm gonna, like Taylor had it, she's dedicating herself to work from, I think that was like from like 8 to 10 or 8 to 11 or whatever, or 8 to 12 or 9 to 12 or whatever. She's having probably, I'm assuming that she has a separate to-do list. God damn it, I'm trying to get out of my share screen. That she is doing.
Yeah, when it comes to IPAs and stuff, like I obviously have the list separate and then I have my planner and everything organized. So when I do jump in my office at MMM, after MMM, it's just 10 to 12 is like work. Like MMM will like refresh me to start to work and motivate me to get to work. And then I'll work and then I'll have everything kind of like just around me, scattered, what I need to do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I still make to-do lists of things that I need to get done. Like, for example, if I'm gonna say I'm gonna be cleaning the apartment at like for 1 hour, well, within that hour, I'm gonna vacuum, do laundry, do the dishes, clean the cat litter, etc. Right? But I wouldn't go into my calendar and actually list all those things out.
Yeah. Just pretty much.
Or what I have done is in the Google Calendar, you can actually, there's like a detail section of it. So if you make an event for yourself in the detail section of it, you could write your to-do list. I have done that before.
That section. Yeah, I have to kind of explore more, but I know that once I get it down, it's going to be super easy because it's just going to kind of be like, not every day would be repetitive, but at least those tasks would be repetitive. And then everything around it, I could just figure out and move it around, things like that.
Right, here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. But basically, yeah, it's super helpful. Things that you could look at. So like you can make a title and you can add a description down here and be like, check, I'm gonna batch post. I'm going to do cleaning, etc., whatever. And you can put that in the detail section of it.
And I know that both Rex and I have it on our Lavelle work email, like our obviously Rack Levels Up or Thriving with Tay. We have it connected to that because especially when it comes to, well, I have it connected to two. I have like one of my personal ones will be obviously when I do my bills and all that will be personalized. And then like my work stuff will be there too. So you can see both things on one calendar and from different emails. But I think you can add multiple emails with no problem.
Yeah, I haven't messed around with multiple emails. I wanted to, in a real like perfect world, I wanted to connect it with a Ryan schedule so that he could start using it and he could add his shit himself. But that didn't really work.
And Taylor go over a reason why she blocks out her schedule. I didn't get those. My notes on me. Yes, I block off my schedule because for one, when it comes to food related, I don't eat. I would like literally just work and just not do anything else throughout my day. And also I've been a stress bubble. Like lately I've been like super stressed to the point that it's like everyone's feeling it in my house and it's causing trauma. It's like causing fights with May and all these different things. And I'm really not even taking time for myself. Like I don't think about myself at all during the day. And that's not okay. So, I try to do everything for everybody else. And obviously a lot of us on this call are like that. But definitely I would, that's pretty much why I did it is I